Hey guys, it's Jasmine with Real World Mental Illnesses, and today we're going to go over OCD, and I'll soon get into the character connection for this video. So, OCD, as we know, is obsessive compulsive disorder. So, some symptoms, and keep in mind, a lot of these symptoms involve repetition. So, they're doing it repeatedly or they keep thinking of it repeatedly. So, for example, the first one, repeatedly having unwanted thoughts, like whether they be sexual or violent. And typically, sometimes this can be called intrusive thoughts, and it's something that you don't truly want. So if it's a violent thought you have, it doesn't mean you truly want that to happen. It's just something you feel, and it's just something in your head, and again, the whole point is they're unwanted. And the more you dislike it, the more it might reoccur. Another one is checking the stove slash flat iron slash sink to make sure it's off. For example, maybe you had your flat iron on when you were straightening your hair, and then you took it out of the plug. Well, a few minutes later, when you leave the house, you might think, "Oh, did I turn it off?" And this is normal to a certain extent, but when you start to have doubt constantly and you constantly think you didn't turn it off or you didn't unplug it, and it's really affecting your day because you can't think of anything else until you check again, that's when it becomes a problem. And again, it's just you're constantly checking to make sure you did something when you know you did. Another symptom is feeling the need to position objects in a certain way. For example, maybe you're not the cleanest person all the time, but there's this one pair of shoes that must be arranged a certain way. Maybe they must be close together and pointed towards one wall, you know? So it's really specific things, specific positioning things. For some people, fear of germs. I do think this symptom sometimes is misunderstood, and people start to think that OCD is just someone who's super clean. But that, again, as you can see from what I've just went over already, it's not just being super clean or something. However, you can have a fear of germs. The next one is compulsive counting. Some people are constantly counting in their heads, like a little clock in their heads. And then the last one is repeated hand washing. There's a lot of other stuff like this, but this is one that I just noted. For some people, it's repeated hand washing to the point where their hands could even be like bleeding. So it can be very dangerous. So we got the prevalence. 1 in 40 adults in the United States have OCD, which may not seem like a lot compared to depression, for example, which is 1 in 10 adults. So yes, it's less common than depression, but it is still fairly common. Um, Severity. So patients with OCD are 10 times more likely to commit suicide, which is what makes treatment so important. We need to get treated. Of course, OCD is not curable. It's a mental illness. No mental illnesses are curable, but they are treatable. You can manage the symptoms a little bit, and that's important so that you're less likely to commit suicide if you do have OCD. Now, our character connection for this video is Grey's Anatomy's Miranda Bailey. She's a surgeon at Seattle Grace Hospital, and in the next clip I show you, I'm going to show signs of when she first started to develop OCD, and her behavior was just abnormal compared to her normal behavior. Here's a second clip of Miranda showing signs that she was developing or developed OCD. Now, this next scene, Bailey has an OCD coach, I believe, watching her, and every time Bailey participates in an OCD behavior, her coach points it out. Now, here's a clip where her doctor is actually gonna put her to the test and really see how many, if she can go through um, doing a surgery related activity without exhibiting OCD behaviors. In this clip, her doctor is trying to give her OCD medications, but Bailey refuses to take them because she does not believe she has OCD. As you can see, she really wants to rearrange the tray of instruments for the surgery activity she's doing. She needs them to be in a specific, because of her OCD, she needs everything to be in a specific position, in a specific direction, etc. And when the coach messed it up, she felt it bothering her because with OCD, you need things to be a certain way, very specific. And in this clip, Bailey, I think, will actually attempt to fix it, even though she's not allowed to. Now, in this clip, Bailey finally realizes medication is just the way to go. It'll make her life 10 times easier, and she takes the pill. Now, it doesn't clarify what that pill was, but it could have easily been an antidepressant, an SSRI, etc. So, as I said SSRI. Oops, sorry. An SSRI is medication that can help reduce OCD symptoms, so that's why I said that the pill may be that. And I said it also may be an antidepressant, such as Prozac, because that can also help with OCD. Other things include psychotherapy, ERP, which is exposure to the situations that make you uncomfortable. So, it kind of exactly like in that clip, the coach messed up the instruments and that exposed Bailey to something that brings her discomfort. So, that in a sense is ERP. And there's also TMS, which is transcranial magnetic stimulation. It's newer technology, probably more on the expensive side, but it has been effective in the past. And it has been effective in treating even depression and OCD and other mental illnesses. And it's probably one of the most effective methods out of all of these. I hope you enjoyed that video and our connection to Grey's Anatomy character Miranda Bailey. Let me know what you want to watch next, and can't wait to make the next video. Thank you.